Hey guys, this is my video on how to make Chicken Jalfrezi, British Indian restaurant style. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is add 1 chef spoon of vegetable ghee and get that hot in the pan. Okay, and the next thing I'm going to add is garlic, chopped garlic. Then I'm going to add finely chopped ginger. Stir that around until it starts to get caramelized in the oil. Next, I'm just adding some of my own ginger garlic paste because I really like the garlic taste in curries. Next, I'm adding coarsely chopped onions. That's just 1 medium onion chopped up. And I'm just going to wait for these onions and garlic and ginger to caramelize in the oil. And now I'm just going to add 1/4 teaspoon of salt just to soften the onions and bring the water out of them. Okay, next I'm adding dried methi leaves. These are fenugreek leaves and you should be able to get them from your local Asian supermarket. Next, I'm just adding some green and red peppers into the mix. I'm just going to fry these off lightly. You don't want them to get too soft, you still want to have a bit of bite to these. Just add a little bit more oil because it was starting to be a bit dry. You can always add water if you're not sure about adding too much oil. Now I've just thrown in 2 bay leaves. This is of course optional, you don't have to add this. Okay, I'm just going to let these brown off for a few seconds. Okay, next I'm adding the pre-cooked chicken. This was just boiled in spices, left to go cold, and then I chopped it up into cubes. I'm just going to heat this in the pan before adding the next ingredients. I'm just adding a little bit of coriander just to flavour the oil a bit. I mean, this part isn't necessary at all, you can always just add it at the end, but I always like to cook a little bit of coriander into the dish. This is my homemade tomato paste. It's just a watered down tomato puree that I've cooked with spices and garlic just to take away that acidity, so it's not quite as strong and salty. So I've just watered it down, add a few spices and cooked it. You can always use just passata or chopped tomatoes, that's fine. Just make sure you cook it for a while to get rid of that really acidic taste, or you can always just add a little bit of sugar. I'm just going to make sure that the mixture is mixed properly. And now I'm adding about 1 teaspoon of Madras curry powder. I'm using the medium powder, and then adding a slight bit of chili powder. Jalfrezi is quite a hot dish usually, but if you don't want to make it too spicy, then you can always just leave out the chili powder. I'm just going to make sure that everything's coated and that the spices aren't burning. So just knock it around in the pan every now and again. just adding a little bit more of the madras powder because I really like the taste of it, and it's quite essential in the British Indian restaurant style cooking. Next I'm going to be adding my base gravy, or onion sauce as it's also known. It's just basically vegetables that have been boiled with lots of onions in and added cream, and I'm probably going to make that on another video, so just add 2 ladles of that. You can always use butternut squash soup as well. I found it tastes pretty much the same, so just add 2 ladles of that and then bring that up to temperature if it's not already hot, and this is going to be your curry sauce. Next I'm just going to add these red chilies. Traditionally you'd use bird's eye chilies, but I mean I like my curries spicy, but I don't want to scold my tongue, so these are just generic red chilies I found at the supermarket. Just a tad bit more coriander just to cook into the sauce. Now the curry's nearly done now. You just want to make sure that everything's hot before serving. Okay, so I'm getting ready to serve it up in a bowl now. At this point you can always put a little bit of mustard oil, or pop a little bit of mustard in it just to lift the flavour. Some people like to put a little bit of lemon juice in it. Now in this video I forgot to add the mustard oil, so what you don't see is after the video I just kind of drizzled a little bit on top, and it really changed the flavour. And this was the first time that I've ever made this curry, and I really enjoyed it. I didn't have really high expectations for it, but it's turned out to be one of the nicest ones that I've ever made, which I'm quite pleased with. So just a bit more coriander on top to garnish. And that's it, that's my Chicken Jalfrezi, British Indian restaurant style, and hopefully I'm going to make some more videos soon. Thank you for anyone that has subscribed to my videos, and if there's anything else that you'd like to see in the future, please let me know.